Yo, what's up, everybody? We back for another week of Just a Fan podcast. And now week one is over with. We're going to go into week two, starting on Thursday. So we're gonna get into it. But first, let's introduce us, the guys. If you're brand new to the show, if you are brand new to the show, please hit the thumbs up button, please. We're on YouTube right now. We're also on Facebook and Twitch. So if you're on the YouTube side, please hit the thumbs up button. Okay. Share this with somebody. What's up, Kevin? Also, if you're on Facebook, yes, please hit the thumbs up and also share this as well. Okay. So, Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia. As you can see down here hold on. What's up, Cleveland?
Hello, Clee.
As you can see down here on the bottom, it says AA mug. Hey, man. Hey, Michael Antoine Zimmer. Yeah, I'm going to get into that one day. Anyway, that direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. He's just saying, calm down. It's just week one.
It's just week one. Calm down.
And then down below, Steve, Space Age Forever White. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, E. James, what's up?
What's good, man? So we got some injuries, man, that happened over the weekend, or some happened before the weekend. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua is injured and look like he's going to miss some time. I'm trying to remember exactly what the injury was.
He's on season injury. Short-term IR.
Yeah, he's on short-term IR. And, of course, I would kill that. Let me see something. Puka, what happened to you? That's right. He is out for the season. Okay. That's Derek Brown I'm talking about, the defensive tackle for the Panthers.
Yeah. That's something we left off for our list in the green room because that's an
matter of fact. I tell you what, let's jump on that. Then we jump on Puka Nacua real quick because the Panthers, man, listen, they ain't got much left on defense. I mean, Brian Burns in with the New York Giants, and then Derek Brown's out for the season with a knee injury. I mean, I don't know how much left they got on defense. Whoever plays Carolina for the rest of the season should be able to put up 28 points with no problem.
Well, I mean, and I got a bunch of Saints fans in here watching right now. The Saints ran roughshod over them with Derek in the game. So, yeah, and then I know he left the game a little bit early, but being realistic, are we really serious that it would make that much of a difference? Because Carolina is they hot dog water right now.
Well,
and they fighting for like the number one pick in the draft. Which if I were them, I would go ahead and trade out of and go get some more picks because they need a whole lot of players. They don't just
they do. They really do. And I don't know if they even fight for number one overall pick because I don't know if anybody's as bad as they are. I really think that Carolina,
the Giants.
Okay, I hear you. But see, I love the Giants' defense more then I like Carolina. If you give me a neutral field, okay, put the Giants in Carolina. Let's say let's put the game
You're
in
gonna get
Arizona.
it.
Hold on.
No, you're gonna get that game. That game is coming up in Germany in a couple of weeks. That
Is
game
it really in
that
Germany?
is our revenge for World War II. For the Germans
Listen,
starting World
You
War
know what?
II,
I thought.
we're
Okay,
sending the Carolina Panthers
you know
and the
what?
New York Giants over there to play football. We punishing them.
You know what?
listen.
I thought that was a joke.
No, that's a real game. It's gonna happen
No, I'm with
Why is
Brandon.
it on TV?
because we're punishing the Germans for World War II.
Lord have mercy. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. This is gonna be a neutral
They
field.
gotta
Well,
watch
then,
it.
well, then fine. I got the Giants winning because yes, I know Daniel Jones is the quarterback. I understand that, but I still think the Giants are better than the Panthers
Absolutely, they are.
overall.
They are. They're way better
Overall,
roster. Way better roster. They just have the wrong quarterback in there playing for them, which
of
makes
course they
them
do.
worse.
So so for me to use it, because y'all know, like I like to talk in analogies. Basically, the Giants are the turd that floats a little bit higher in the toilet than Carolina.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I'll go with you on that. I'll go with you on that.
Who is in? Okay, let me see something real quick because I cannot even. I know Bryce Young's the quarterback. I know. Yeah, he got drafted. Okay. All right. Players. Running back Mike Boone, Chuba Hubbard, and Chuba Hubbard. I don't know if he's really lived up to what people thought he was going to be 2 or 3 years ago. Wide receivers: Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, Jonathan Mingo, Adam Thielen. Tight ends, not even worth mentioning. Offensive lineman, Iquamu has yet to live up to his first round billing. Defensive lineman, the only person I recognize is Alshon Robinson because he used to play for the Lions and I think he came out of Alabama. Jadeveon Clowney, first round pick, really hasn't lived up to his billing. Shaq Thompson, good inside backer, getting older. J.C. Horn, solid corner, I guess.
No, he's great. He's just on a crappy team.
Okay, well
Kind
then
of like
there you go.
Pat Surtain. Pat
He's
Surtain's
a-
on a crappy team, but he's a great corner.
So then you have J.C. Horn, old man Shaq Thompson. I didn't live up to my status, Jadeveon Clowney, Alshon Robinson. Yeah, come on. Nah, John's better than that. And listen, I don't even think the Giants are a good team. You know me. I know my division inside out. Giants better than Carolina.
I'm not debating that at all. I just want to be clear on that. I'm not debating that. But what I am saying is, yes, I do believe Giants are better than Carolina. And right now, if you ask me to pick the November 10th game that they play in Germany, I would pick the Giants. However, they're both hot dog water.
I agree with you.
Yeah, they dumpster juice. Yeah, seriously. It's just that one, has been in the sun longer. That's all. That's all. One dumpster's been in the sun, and the juice been cooking and getting smelling worse than the other. But they both dumpster juice.
Hey,
I think we can all agree on that.
yes, I'm not mad at you. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Yeah,
we on the same page.
But and like Steve said, man, they just got the wrong. They got the wrong quarterback at the helm because they have no quarterbacks whatsoever.
Honestly, I just tanked the season so I could try to get maybe Quentin Ewers in there next year or something. So, I don't know, but yeah, it's bad over there.
Yeah, it is. It's real bad for both teams.
Yeah,
And what's his name? Brian Daboll. He ain't gonna be there past this season. They're gonna be looking for another new head coach.
Yeah, and it's a shame for him, but
Well, I mean, yes,
that's management.
but you convinced
Bad management.
you convinced them to give Daniel Jones that $40 million contract per year.
That you can't. Yeah, ain't no coming back from that. You're right. Ain't no coming back.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I got another injury that no one's really talking about. Well, a couple people
Okay,
did bring it
shoot.
up on Twitter. We're gonna jump to this one. I'm sorry. Kirk Cousins. Y'all
Michael
heard about it?
Penix. Done.
Let me tell you something. For you to be a for you to be running this offense, and you line up in shotgun or pistol 96% of the time because your quarterback's still not healthy,
Hmm.
and that's a damn shame.
Sounds familiar, New York Jets.
You line him up in shotgun slash pistol 96% of the time because that Achilles is not 100%, and he can't even push off of it. If you ask him, watch Kirk Cousins, go back and watch highlights from the Falcons game and see if I'm wrong. He can't push off that foot.
Yeah, because
The Falcons
Achilles.
made a mistake at quarterback by bringing in Kirk Cousins, and
But
they
I
knew
think
it.
they doubled down. I think the GM doubled down by drafting Michael Penix
And
because
I understand that, but you better hope Michael Penix pans out, because if Michael Penix don't pan out, this is on you guys. This is on Raheem Morris, the head coach, and this is on the GM.
well, that's one way to look at it. But also, they decided to have a contingency plan in Atlanta because they knew about Kirk Cousins' injury. They knew he probably wasn't going to be ready to go week one. And we don't know what goes on behind those closed doors. It could be anybody in upper management saying, hey, we paid Kirk Cousins all this money, put him out there, even though they know he isn't ready. Achilles ain't nothing to play with.
No,
Those are, man, that's the worst injury you could sustain next to a concussion in the
agreed,
NFL, probably.
agreed.
You see the effects of the concussions much later down the line. The Achilles affect you right now,
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, I think Kirk Cousins' injury, we could see Michael Penix sooner than later
yeah.
because
My opinion, we should.
and since we're talking about quarterbacks with Achilles, we have to bring up Aaron Rodgers because one of the reasons why the Niners was able to dominate the Jets like that was because Aaron Rodgers just couldn't move around. He moves around in the pocket, not
Yep.
necessarily scrambles,
Yeah.
but he moves
Oh,
around.
mobile enough in pocket.
And
Yeah.
he was not mobile, and he was a target. He had passes batted. He was sacked. He was off target on a lot of things. He had a lot of low balls because he wasn't able to set and throw like he needed to. One of them got tipped and picked. Now it ain't got nothing to do with the Jets defense crumbling, allowing an undrafted free agent to rush for 147 yards, but I think Aaron Rodgers isn't ready to go out there. So just talking about those injuries, Aaron Rodgers' previous injury and Kirk Cousins' previous injury are definitely having an effect on the play of their teams' offenses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means that this could hurt both teams long term because you might lose more games than you think. No one really had. Well, I had changed my mind on the Falcons, but I had no idea how bad Kirk Cousins' injury was. So I guess I'm about to bite the bullet on that one. But as far as the Jets, you know, there were talks about them, possibly being a team who could sneak into the AFC Championship game. But now looking after this week one,
Mm-mm.
nah, nah. I don't. I might not even have them winning the division now.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They were the favorites for that division. Well, not my favorite, but they were favored by a lot of people for that division. And I think Steve picked them. Yeah, Steve picked them. I had them, to be fair, I had them making the playoffs as a wild card. And there's a lot of other pundits, a lot of other, talking heads like us who had the Jets, had them up there. But we got to see, first of all, now being fair, because, I don't want to be ever labeled as a hater. I would be fair about this. He did not have a training camp at all. because he was recovering from that injury.
Understandable.
And then he goes into week one against like a top 5 defense. So, I kind of, that's part of it. I got to point those things out. So
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers might come out of it, but what kind of damage is going to be done prior to him coming out of that's going to affect the Jet season, if you feel what I'm saying.
And see, Robert Saleh should have been smarter than that and said, we need to put Tyrod Taylor in until this guy's ready to go. I'm not saying Tyrod Taylor is Aaron Rodgers.
No.
He's at least a solid enough backup quarterback that's going to win you a games and probably keep your team afloat.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I definitely agree with that. Tyrod Taylor is more than capable.
Yeah, someone and listen, I get the whole, GM owner, I get all that, but you have to say this guy's not ready yet, and we need the best quarterback possible to win the game. I know Aaron Rodgers better than Tyrod Taylor. I already acknowledged that, but have him sit until that Achilles is completely healed and he can throw off of it. Because when a quarterback can't step into his throw, the football's just gonna sail all over the place. He's not his accuracy is not gonna be what you need it to be. He's not gonna have any velocity behind it. And you just said he was a sitting duck. So if I know you're a sitting duck, I already know where you're gonna be. Shoot, I'm blissing.
Yeah,
you can't throw off the back foot. I'm in zone. I'm zone blissing you.
Yeah, I mean, teams rush players back. They're definitely going to rush Aaron Rodgers back. It's probably his last season, possibly. But again, in their defense, I mean, they did play. I mean, the Niners at home. I mean,
I understand that
superb team. I think they'll bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, you playing against one of the best defenses in the league, at home, and I can't remember, but I think it's been a really long time since the Niners lost a home opener. I think it's been a while. So there's that part. But that it's like drawing a bad card, when you playing Uno or whatever like that, and I think I'm trying to give Rodgers the benefit of the doubt and saying that they'll bounce back. But the issue is, and I hear what you're saying, Steve. My issue is how long is it going to take for him to bounce back? And then once he's bounced back, what kind of damage has been done to their record? Like, will they fall behind Miami or something like that because of what's going on? Foreshadowing, I do have the Jets winning this week. But still, when they see some tougher teams, what's going to happen? But that's just something to contemplate about these two quarterbacks with these recovering from these Achilles. So now segueing from Achilles to quarterbacks with Achilles to running backs, the offensive player of the year, Christian McCaffrey, has Achilles tendonitis and a calf strain. That's why we saw Jordan Mason in fantasy owners. If Jordan Mason is available on your waiver wire, I would go ahead and grab him. Don't do it in my leagues. I already got him. But if you're playing in a league and Jordan Mason is available, I would go and get him. He has a calf strain and and Achilles tendonitis, and that's why he didn't play in the Monday night game against the New York Jets. And he's practiced this week, but he's still doubtful for the game against Minnesota coming up on Sunday, which means we'll see more of Jordan Mason. I believe this is my thoughts that this is a product of his overuse last season, and I'm gonna let Kyle Shanahan have it about this. You have a stable full of running backs, and you ran Christian McCaffrey into the ground unnecessarily. Jordan Mason, who rushed for almost 150 yards on the Jets defense, was there. averaging 5 yards a carry, and you didn't use him enough. Elijah Mitchell was healthy, and you didn't use him enough. And I really, really believe that Christian McCaffrey, this injury that he has is a product of his overuse last year. I mean, yeah, you got an offensive player of the year because he got almost 50% of the touches on offense. So, your thoughts on that, fellas?
Well, you talking about overusage, and listen, you and I, well, all of us, we talked about it, but you know how I feel when I said for Christian McCaffrey, for the 49ers, depending on who you playing, should determine how often you use Christian McCaffrey. Okay? Let me go back to the Carolina Panthers. If the 49ers are playing the Carolina Panthers, you don't need to use Christian McCaffrey 25 to 30 touches a game. You got other running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Give them 10 touches and keep them moving. Because that's, first of all, the system itself is designed for average running backs to look good running backs to look great running backs to look like excellent running backs to look like Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So, but if you playing Detroit, you playing Baltimore, then yeah, you give them more. It's levels to it. And plus, you have all these other weapons who should be getting more touches. He don't need 50%. He don't need to be 50% of the offense. He
Well,
doesn't.
it comes down to teams, and I'm seeing a trend recently. Teams not being faithful to the run and what works for them. Baltimore did it in the season opener last week. They abandoned the run. Cowboys did it. Like you see it happen all over the league, where they take the ball out of, who's getting yards for them, and go into pass only mode. Not saying San Fran did this, but
no, they did it, Steve. You're right, because they did it in the Super Bowl. That's why they lost the last two Super Bowls.
See, a lot of teams doing that, man. They abandoned
the run.
What worked for them, what got them there,
So yeah, I just with the overuse of Christian McCaffrey. Like, for example, they overuse him in games. Like if you're playing some scrub team or some below average team, Christian McCaffrey does not need to be on the field in the fourth quarter. You got three other backs that were capable, that you knew were capable. And you got him out there still running the ball out. I can't tell you how many times I screamed at the television throughout the regular season last year, get him out of there. We up by 20. Get him out of there. It's like, why is he still running the ball? You got a young bull on the sideline just bouncing, ready to go. Ain't touched the ball all game. Put him in there, let him close the game out. But I really feel like this injury, thank goodness it wasn't a worst case scenario type of thing where he actually tore his Achilles. But when you have something like this early, and he didn't even have much of a training camp, remember, because he held out for the first part of training camp to get some his contract readjusted. But when you have something like that, that's a holdover from last year. He's still scraped up from last year. Now, the upside of this is they got depth at running back, and now you finna see this depth work. And then Christian McCaffrey's going to come back a little bit healthier. He's going to come back a little bit fresher. I'd hold him out for 4 weeks. The Niners have said they're not going to put him on short-term IR. I don't know why. Because I wouldn't play him for 4 weeks. Look at the Niners' schedule. Why do you need Christian McCaffrey for these next 3 games? Look at who they playing. You don't. So, don't play him. So that's the thing. So sometimes, people just do the most illogical things in logical moments. That's one of those. The fact that they holding him out is good because they saying if it were the playoffs right now, he could play. But he probably tear something. So, but I'm going to leave that alone. Our next injury, we're talking about, who was it? Puka Nacua. We didn't push him back.
He has a knee injury.
Yes. So he's on short-term IR.
Yes.
I believe partially that the Rams would have had a better chance of winning that game going into over. Well, they never touched the ball, but they probably would not have gone into overtime if Puka Nacua was playing. Like y'all know I can't stand the Rams, but I do like Puka Nacua. I actually believe that Puka Nacua is better. Unpopular take, hot take, is better than Cooper Kupp. I think he'll be a better receiver than Cooper Kupp. I think he shows more talent than Cooper Kupp. I fervently believe that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I had to pause and let everybody know, hey, unpopular take, hot take, but I like Puka Nacua. I hate the Rams, period, but I like Puka Nacua better than Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. Now,
Okay.
this ain't helping him. This injury ain't helping him. But yeah, I think he has more potential. He has more of a ceiling than Cooper Kupp does. I really do. So
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt the Rams.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Trying to keep pace in the NFC West that's run by the 49ers right now. And we finna see what the Seahawks really are in the next couple of weeks, because we're not gonna count that game against the Broncos that honestly they had to struggle to beat, which is scary. So, but we're not gonna get into those divisional talks. But Puka Nacua's loss, we're gonna find out what type of coach Sean McVay is. Let's just put it like that. We're gonna find out.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kyle Shanahan didn't have Christian McCaffrey and still put up 32 points on the Jets defense, which is, a top 10 defense, and here you go. So we're going to find out what kind of coach Sean McVay is with Puka Nacua's injury. What's your thought, guys?
I agree completely. Yeah, I agree completely. We're gonna see. The defense looks different, obviously, with veterans gone, namely Aaron Donald. It was a good game, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what he's made of.
Aaron Donald is unbothered, but go ahead, Brandon. He is so unbothered.
Losing a crucial weapon for an aging quarterback who's been through some nagging injuries off and on these last 2 or 3 years is not good. The offensive line is still not where it needs to be for them. Your receivers now is Cooper Kupp and
Robinson?
I don't even know who.
Guy named Robinson. It's not Allen Robinson.
I don't know who it is.
He's decent.
Huh?
He's decent.
DeMarcus Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, DeMarcus Robinson, yeah.
I mean, that's fine, but your quarterback, like I said, is 36, 37 years old, has been through injuries. I think the Rams need to pull the plug on Matthew Stafford after the season. Stop half stepping, pull the plug on him. I know I'm getting off topic, but
yeah, I mean, yeah,
it's all for the Rams. You made look. You accomplished your mission when you traded for him. You got to the Super Bowl and you won. Okay, you accomplished your mission. Now it's time to move. You should have moved on from. Should have moved on 2 seasons ago, but whatever.
And I said it a couple of years ago. I said, hey, that's cute and everything, but that's not sustainable. People call me crazy. Not you guys, but people call me crazy because I said that's not sustainable. I said Matt Stafford is one good hit away from being laid out on a gurney somewhere. And he got slightly injured in week 1 game against the Lions. So I think it's an ankle he's dealing with. Like right now, in this point in his career, he's kind of fragile.
Kind of fragile. I think he is fragile.
I was being nice.
I think Matthew Stafford is the glass that was on the backboard when that now was broken after Daryl Dawkins dunked it.
I was like, Daryl Dawkins. I knew you wasn't gonna go Shaq. He's gonna go Daryl Dawkins. That's my man. All right.
And trust me, I'm a huge Shaq fan, but Daryl Dawkins did break the glass. Now Shaq broke two courts.
Backboards, yeah.
Backboards, but yeah, Daryl Dawkins, man, But anyway,
speaking of breaking, we had an incident with one of our NFL players, Mr. Tyreek Hill, who was basically detained by the police en route to his game this past Sunday.
Over something small.
Over something as small as quote unquote reckless driving. And the thing is that it was basically by now everyone should have seen should have seen the video of the arrest. There are a lot of different polarizing uh, ideas about what happened on the arrest. Some people say he should have just been respectful, and I say f that. I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for just a fan podcast because he wasn't. He broke the law as far as the traffic was concerned, but because he didn't bow and scrape for the police officers, that's what escalated the thing. And he doesn't have to do that by law. He's like, hey man, do what you're gonna do. Give me your ticket and let me go. I'm late. I'll pay the ticket, basically. And the officers didn't like that, so they decided to pull up and snatch him out the car, throw him on the ground, handcuff him. And some of his teammates came out and was like, hey, what are you doing? So on and so forth. And then some of them got handcuffed, you know. And there's been a lot of conspiracy theories about it, which I won't go into it. We will not show the clip of the arrest because of the YouTube algorithm. They might, demonetize us or do something crazy to us. So we're not going to show that. But from my opinion, again, this is my opinion. This is Pando 316's opinion. It was completely overdone and overzealous police work. As a matter of fact, one of those officers was immediately put on administrative leave, that's duty, and the rest of them are currently being investigated by Miami-Dade Police Department. So that should tell you right there that something wasn't right with what they did. Drew Rosenhaus is calling for all of them to be fired, but Drew Rosenhaus likes to overcompensate for a lot of things. So, but it didn't affect Tyreek Hill's game. I think it was an 80-yarder that he had in the game.
Yeah, he had 80-yarder, and he also had a fantastic touchdown celebration.
Yeah. So, but we're not gonna turn this into a conversation about over policing of minorities, but y'all know where I'm going. And again, I speak for myself. I do not speak for Just a Fan Podcast, Brandon Williams, Stephen White. Sorry, we're finna whoop y'all teams this season. What is that? What is that? What does that even?
Finish the statement, Eric. I don't know why that was put up there.
Oh, yeah, okay. So anyway, but Brandon, we don't post trolls. Don't do that. We know we don't do that here. Like T'Challa says, we don't do that here. But basically, yeah, the we don't want to get into a conversation about over policing the minorities, but that it had, let's put it like this, it had the flavor of it. You know, you can smell when chicken is frying. You can smell when somebody's baking apple pie. You know what? You didn't see it, but you can. That smells like apple pie. Somebody cooking a gumbo on the stove. You know that smell. You ain't in the house, but you can smell it. You can smell that roux. So basically, it's that type of thing. And I think there's going to be more to come up. But we'll be monitoring that situation carefully. But my opinion, no, it was uncalled for. Fellas, what are your thoughts?
First of all, when I saw the video, first I saw hold on, give me a second. Time out, dude. Your language is too much.
Keep going, Brandon.
Anyway, when I saw first of all I heard about it, okay, and I was like, okay, I want to see the video. Not saying I didn't believe it, but I just want to see the video. But when I saw the video, now I'm not gonna lie, okay, I've been pulled over once for speeding. Okay, fine, okay. I'm sure a lot of people have been pulled over for speeding. It's basic stuff. You show them your information, they write your ticket, keep it moving. Okay. That's how it usually should be done. But to be banging on a window, to open someone's car door, throw them on the ground, pick them up, slam them back on the ground, that's obsessive.
Yeah, it's definitely.
He has simple questions. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? It's not difficult. Just answer the last question, Or you should have said something in the beginning when he had the window down. Hey, you know why? And just say why. It's not difficult. I'm not a police officer, never have been, never will be, but I know at least a little bit of something.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry, Steve. I get your thoughts on it, but yeah, the fact that they felt like it was being disrespectful because he gave him his stuff and then rolled his window back up. Like, I don't have to. There's nothing in the law that says I have to keep my window down for you.
Right.
We in Miami. It's hot. I got my I got my window up. Now, when you come back, I'll roll it down and get my stuff.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. But it was like there are several people, and let me be clear. I'm a supporter of law enforcement when you have law enforcement officers that are doing their job the right way. I have several friends in law enforcement, and they do their job the right way. I've had family members who do their job the right way. But there are people in law enforcement who look at that as a power trip, and they use it to basically to subjugate people. And
Yeah.
usually those people look like us. And that's the thing, thanks, Mike. But those are that's the issue, and we have to learn how to separate. You know, all the police are bad. No, that's not
No,
true.
no.
That's not true.
And I've had a cousin retire from law enforcement, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right,
E.
right. And the thing is, those guys that were in that video, fortunately, their department saw that wasn't the right way to handle that situation. That's why they're under investigation. One guy got immediately put on his desk.
I mean, that happened fast,
Fast. So that tells
hours.
somebody higher up that's saying, no,
I mean, it's a field to where you can't afford to have bad apples. That's gonna always be my stance when it comes to law enforcement.
Mhm.
It's like, you can't have bad apples as a pilot, you can't have bad apples as a surgeon, etc. That's a field when you have the license to kill. You can't have bad apples in that field.
Not at all. Not at all.
And I think it's a situation where, I mean, these guys work in that area. They know he's a player. They're right outside. They know he's a player. So, yeah, man, it's a shame. It's just a shame.
Yeah. But moving on. So we're gonna do a new thing on Just a Fan Podcast. For those of you who've been following us for the last few years, we had a segment where we did our top 5 at week 5, our top 10 at week 10, and then our top 5 at week 15. Well, this time we're going to actually do a power ranking each week because the NFL has so much parity and fluidity that it can change like that. So we're not going to do a power ranking of all 32 teams. That's going to take too long. But the fellas, the 4 of us, if Tristan has sent his stuff in, I don't think he has, we're going to give you our power rankings of our top 5 teams in the NFL after the week that had just got played. So week 1 just finished, and we're going to give, going into week 2, our top 5 teams in the NFL. All right. So who wants to do the inaugural picks? We can go. You go 5 to 1.
So inaugural picks, we just go straight from 5 to 1.
Yeah.
Nice.
We can each say our 5 or each say our 4 like we've done before.
Okay. Number 5 right now. Let's go with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
They struggled.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they struggled against the Cardinals, but they came back and they won. So maybe they just had to shake off some rust, and maybe next week they come out swinging and win. I don't know who they play this week, but I'm sure they're gonna play with a little bit more purpose this coming week. Number 4, give me the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Unfortunately, CJ.
Oh, wait. Don't go to 4. I just thought about that. Steve, what's your 5?
Well, hold on. You just said go
But
to.
we're each going 5, then we're each going 4, then we're each going 3, then we like so forth.
You changing it up. You said
Um,
5-1.
so my five, I hate to say I have two, but it's a toss up. Five between the Cowboys and the Lions. That's number 5 on my list.
You gotta pick one,
Based
man.
on I can't, man. Based on their performance. If I got to pick one, I'm gonna pick Dallas.
Okay.
I think he just had a better performance than the Lions, regardless of who the opponent was. I'm gonna pick Dallas at 5.
Okay, my number 5 is the Philadelphia Eagles. They basically beat a team. They beat a playoff team that actually won a playoff game, and that was a statement game. Now we'll see what happens as the weeks go on, but as after this week, they're my number 5 team. All right, Brandon, your number 4,
Houston.
Houston.
Unfortunately, CJ Stroud was sacked 4 times. And they allowed a block punt and stuff, but that boy Joe Mixon carrying the football, man. And I shouldn't even be surprised because we have talked about this on this show so many different times.
You know what I'm finna say.
That freaking Shanahan system, man,
Uh-huh.
it just freaking works,
And
man.
you said it early in the broadcast.
I did say earlier broadcast when we was talking about when we was talking about the 49ers.
Mhm.
Well, if you're a running back in a Shanahan related system, you should be jumping for joy. You should be doing front flips, back flips, cartwheels, hanging upside down from the ceiling, looking like a bat or a possum. I mean, how can you not thrive in that system as a running back? How? If you averaged less than 3.7 yards a carry as a running back in that system, something wrong with you.
You need to go.
You need
Steve,
to go. You need to play, and no disrespect to the two leagues, but you need to go play in Canada or you need to go play in the UFL.
Yeah. Steve, who's your number 4?
I'm going Houston as well. Close game against a division opponent. They still put out the win. CJ Stroud played well. They ran the ball well. Nico and Diggs ball. The defense is going to get better. Again, for opening game, and then coming off last year, I think they played really well, man. So I got them at 4.
Okay.
All right. My number 4 is the Detroit Lions. Once they realized they didn't have to go tit for tat throwing the ball because Jared Goff didn't have one of his best games. Jared Goff is hot and cold. And once Dan Campbell realized that this is one of Goff's cold games, he decided to come downhill on the Rams, like most teams who beat the Rams do, come downhill on them with no Aaron Donald in the middle, and they handle business. Had they been going with that philosophy the whole game, they might have dog walked the Rams. But Dan Campbell had enough sense to say, you know what, I got Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery in my backfield, and I'm using them interchangeably, and that's how they were able to win that game. And I think that Campbell's going to start to realize that formula works, especially when his quarterback is not having a great game. Because Goff, you know how Goff is. Goff will fool around there and throw for 300 yards on you one day, and the next day he'll throw 2 picks.
Yeah, he's not consistent.
Yeah. So like he either is great or it's like, ooh. So they have a counterbalance for that with that superior running game. Panay Sewell on the at tackle. Oh my goodness.
Right tackle, man.
Yes.
Taylor Decker left tackle.
Yes.
Frank Ragnow at center. Yeah, man. No, that offensive line is legit.
And their defense has gotten better.
The offensive line coach used to play center for the Eagles, Hank Fraley.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the Lions. I think they could possibly get better than what they performed on week one. So I have the Lions at number 4.
Okay.
Number 3, Brandon.
3. Let's choose Detroit.
Okay, so you had the Lions at 3. Okay.
Yep, Detroit at 3. We already talked about a physical. That's a very physical team, man. That's a physical team.
They play physical football.
Yes, they do.
Steve, number 3.
I got the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
After a loss?
After loss to Super Bowl champions, yeah, I have them as the number 3 power team.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your rationale for that?
The Chiefs, even though the Chiefs have their number, I think they're still a very, very difficult team to beat. We know their offense isn't what we would like to see their offense be, but they do it. They're going to do what they do as the season progresses. They're going to win enough games to go far. I expect them to be in my top 5 throughout the entire season. So, yeah, I think they're still a great team, man.
Okay.
My number 3 is the Houston Texans.
Okay.
I think the best is yet to come. I really don't think we've seen them hit their final form yet. Typically, when D'Amico Ryans takes over a program, it takes about 1/3 through year 2 of him running his defense for that defense to really hit. And I think that's the only reason why the Colts were able to stay in that game, because that defense hasn't quite gelled yet. When he was in San Francisco, it took about the first third of year 2 for us to realize, D'Amico Ryans really knows defense. CJ Stroud is CJ Stroud. He gonna do what he does. But like going back to what Brandon said earlier, Joe Mixon in that offense, the Houston Texans trading for Joe Mixon is almost equivalent to when the Niners traded for Christian McCaffrey. You got a great running back, and now you putting him in even better system. So now Stephon Diggs is going to get a lot more catches like he wants. He's going to be happy because there's going to be a whole lot of play action going on because Mixon is going to do what he does. And you still got Pierce, Damian Pierce as a backup running back, and Cam Akers.
Yep.
So now you have a stable of running backs. Sound familiar? Got a stable of running backs. You got a surefire route technician at receiver. You got a gadget guy at receiver. You got a solid number 2 at receiver. That's not that fast, but always makes catches. Whose offense does that sound like?
Shanahan.
Yeah.
49ers.
Oh, I'm sorry. And you got a pretty damn good tight end too. And now you're going to have a defense that's going to get better. That defense is going to get better.
Oh, of course they are.
I really like the Texans as number 3. I feel like, and things could change, but as of right now, I feel like the Texans are the only real threat in the AFC to the Patriots. Excuse me. I said the Patriots. What the hell was I thinking about? The Chiefs. I'm sorry. My bad.
Eric,
they could be a threat to the Chiefs.
Eric, yeah. I'm giving you a pass because you're probably thinking about the Patriots under Tom Brady.
That's what I was thinking about.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a pass on that one.
All right. So number 2, Brandon?
Number two. Give me the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Right now, but it's close. They're the best team in the conference. They have been the best team in the conference for the last 4 to 6 years. Been to the Super Bowl twice. Been to the conference game twice. They beat the Jets. I don't see them losing too many games this year. Hopefully this year Brock Purdy can shut everybody up if he hasn't already. If they refuse to shut up, that's on them because I don't waste my time watching that stuff anyway. You have a stable running backs. You have good receivers. One of the best tight ends in the game. One of the best run systems in the game. Defense is top tier with 2 inside backers that can read their keys and flow to the football. One of the best pass rushers in the game. So forth and so on, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
All right, Steve, you're number 2.
I have the Niners as well. Everything Brandon said looks like you could tell they did not lose a step from last season. The roster's too deep, man. And like I said, I mean, the Jets, we spoke about it earlier, they're still a good team, man. But the way the Niners put it on them, man, it's just I got them at number 2 right now.
Okay, so for number 2, I also have the 49ers. The thing about it is that they did that without Drake Greenlaw, without Tono Funga, and without Christian McCaffrey. That's what's frightening. And an extremely rusty Brandon Ayuk and an out of shape Trent Williams. They did that. They put up 32 points. With all of that, all of those variables, they put up 32 points on the Jets.
And that's why I said they're the best team. That's why I said they're the best team in the conference.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was like, I'm kind of worried because all those things I just mentioned. But I was like, if they just let Jordan Mason run the ball, they're gonna be fine. When I wasn't worried when they said Christian McCaffrey was out. I was like, just give Jordan Mason the ball, because in the little time that he's gotten, the few touches he's gotten since he's been a rookie, he's averaged 6 yards a carry. When they gave him the ball, he didn't get a lot of carries, but he's averaged 6 yards a carry career. And it's like, okay, what happens when he actually gets 20 carries? What's gonna happen? 150 yards almost, and a tutty, So yeah, it was. I don't want to gush about my own team, but right now the only thing that can stop the 49ers right now is injury. And that's my biggest concern, is them staying healthy, because something is going on with the strength and conditioning and training staff with the 49ers since Shanahan has been there. I'm serious. We stay hurt. So like that would be the only thing that really, could sidetrack them. I think we all agree on who number 1 is, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, Brandon, give us your number 1.
I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious.
The best team in the league.
Idiots. Yeah, we had to be complete idiots not to
back-to-back Super Bowl champs. They beat the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid's the head coach. As far as Andy Reid's concerned, when he retires, I'm just counting down the days and stuff of when he gets that gold jacket.
Absolutely.
Patrick Mahomes, same thing. He just gonna continue to add numbers to his career because he's gonna be throwing the football. So, it is what it is. Let's keep it moving for number 1 and number 2. Kansas City Chiefs number 1, San Francisco number 2 until proven otherwise.
And I agree with that, Steve. What are your thoughts?
Yep. I think it's unanimous.
Yeah, I mean it's like you got San Francisco. I mean, you got Kansas City, you got San Francisco, and then you got everybody else kind of, and they're all scrapping to see who can get up there to them.
Yeah.
And then the thing is with Kansas City, like they've added Xavier Worthy. His first touch was a touchdown. His first NFL regular season touch was a house call. I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm still shocked that Rashee Rice was not suspended.
Me too.
But he's I never had a question about his ability. It was just his decision making off the field. His ability has been there. So now you got Rashee Rice, you got Xavier Worthy, you got a more trustworthy receiving core. Juju Smith-Schuster is like the third, maybe fourth option there. So you don't have to rely on him, but he can make some catches when you need him to. Maybe move the chains on third down.
There you go.
And you still got Mr. Swift playing tight end. So it's like, wow, like they have to stop themselves. Basically, that's the only way they get that. They have to stop themselves, or you got to get a team that can play enough ball control to keep Pat Mahomes on the bench. You have to. That's the only way you're gonna beat Kansas City is playing ball control. You cannot go tit for tat with them; they will annihilate you. So that's our top 5 for this week, man. We're gonna do this every week because it's kind of fun. It's a good conversation to have. And we kind of line up, except for the bottom 3. We line up on the top 2. I think, and I'm not gonna speak for Tristan, but I kind of believe his will be similar to ours. But the general consensus is Kansas City, San Francisco, Detroit, and Houston. That's the consensus. They are all top 5 teams. Those 4 top teams. So let's move on to our better known segment.
Hey, one more thing.
Okay.
I've got to say this. The Carolina Panthers are
trash, 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 trash. I am trash.
I'm sorry, I meant to do that earlier, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, but please forgive me, okay?
No, we
Now that's
can't.
taken care of. Let's move ahead to Pando's Pit.
All right, the Texas rattlesnake. All right, so check it out. This week we got some interesting matchups. Last week, just so let's let everyone know, because I will admit when I'm wrong. I'm not wrong very often, but I will admit when I'm wrong. My streak for Stone Cold Lock of the week was broken. Okay, every time I make a Stone Cold Lock, a pick for a Stone Cold Lock, every time I do, I'm always right. I've never been wrong until week 1 of this season, and that's for somehow, some way, the Cincinnati Bengals decided to crap the bed against the Patriots, which completely pissed me off. It just threw off my whole streak. Okay.
Well, let's kind of be fair too. T. Higgins was out, and Jamar Chase, I don't know how much practice time he truly got. Man, he got some, but dude is not in football shape. Joe Burrow's probably thrown to, an out of shape Jamar Chase, and I don't mean like fat, but I'm just mean like he's not in football shape.
Football shape, yeah.
And so, who's he throwing the football to?
Yeah, but it's the Patriots, man.
I understand,
So, yeah,
but
I'm very
here's the thing. And look. There's levels to this thing. Yes, it's the Patriots. I got the Patriots better than Carolina too.
Well, no, yeah, they're better than Carolina.
So, but I think, look, Jerome Mayo. I know he's the first year head coach. We know about Mayo because he's a former inside backer for Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Okay.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to film study and probably game plan, he's probably no slouch. Now we'll see moving forward how everything looks. But I get it, Cincinnati, I get it's New England, but this really shouldn't be a surprise if you just, really dig deep into this, like I said, Higgins was out, Chase is out. Man, you got to be in football shape. You do.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Cincinnati just, they needless to say, I probably won't be picking Cincinnati for a Stone Cold Lock ever again. I really mean that from the depths of my soul to the bottom of my heart. Okay. But let's get to the picks. Okay. By the way, last week I was 11-5. That's a playoff record, by the way. So, and that's pretty much what my record is. I've never been below 500 on any of my picks. For those of you who just started watching us, if you're going to bet on any of these games based on my picks, if I call a game a pick 'em game, do not bet on that game because that game can go either way. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. Oh, man, I'm doing what you're picking and I lost $100. That's your fault. Okay, I told you it was a pick 'em game. All right, but let's move on. We have the Bills at the Dolphins in Hard Rock Stadium. Give me the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins because when it comes to just straight up out scheming other people, I think I like Mike McDaniel. I do think because it's a divisional game, all bets can be off on divisional games. But the fans, even with a hurt Harry Mostert, even with a questionable Achane, excuse me,
AJ.
I pronounced his name wrong. The boy played in my district for 2 years. Came from Marshall High School, Fort Bend, Texas. But even with those guys, you still have like 2 or 3 other backs on their roster. And Mike McDaniel probably is a better situational play caller than Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan's a great designer, but Mike McDaniel's probably a better situational play caller. And I like the fans over the Bills. Okay, moving on. Give me the 49ers over the Vikings.
Oh,
Yeah, now here's the thing: the Niners have not won in Minneapolis in I think about 4 years. They don't play them that often, but they
okay.
have not.
Well, then that's about to change. So next.
I think it'll change. I think Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk are going to get more of a rhythm. And you still have Jordan Mason, who could possibly start, whose running style is similar to Marshawn Lynch. We're not saying that because of the dreadlocks. We're saying that because of the running style. Look at the film, because he will run through your face and out the back of your helmet.
Man, I'm sorry. How many turnovers is Sam Darnold gonna have?
Sam Darnold. Now, here's the thing. Sam Darnold was the backup quarterback in San Francisco last year. He practiced against this defense. He knows these guys on this defense and their tendencies and what they can and can't do. That being said, I think they can turn him over at least once, maybe twice. I believe that because he's Sam Darnold. I'm just saying, he's Sam Darnold. He's not going to have a 10-for-10 run like he did at the beginning of that game against the Vikings. That's not going to happen against this Niners team. I don't see that happening.
No, not at all.
So give me the Niners over the Vikings. It's still going to be a pretty low-scoring game because I think they're going to play ball control. I don't think the Niners are going to get 30-some-odd points or whatever like that, but they're going to win the game. Give me the Seahawks over the Patriots. Unless the Patriots are trying to show that they're the real deal, I think the Seahawks can go into Gillette Stadium and pull out a win. And I could be wrong about that one. I'm gonna be honest, because we still don't know what the Patriots are against Gerard Mayo, and I don't trust Geno Smith any farther than he can throw. I know that you probably say, "Well, he's a quarterback; he can throw pretty far." I don't throw accurately. Put it like that.
There you go.
So I like the Seahawks over the Pats, even though I don't trust Geno Smith that much. And time is going to come. It's early in the season. DK Metcalf is going to throw a temper tantrum eventually. Somebody's going to get under his skin. Give me this is a pick'em game, and not because both teams are good, but both teams are dumpster water. The Giants and the Commanders. Give me the Commanders simply because they're the home team. That's it. That's all. Well, what about no? That's it. Commanders are the home team. That's the only reason why I'm picking. That's it. Okay, I'm serious. You got Daniel Jones against a bad defense.
Yeah, but
you got Jaden against a sort of good defense. So it's a pick 'em. Yeah,
I agree it's a pick 'em, but I don't know. Washington might win this one by 2.
I'm picking Washington. I'm picking Washington to win that, but it's a pick 'em.
Hold on. Oh, wait, I just said Washington. Hold on. Let me make sure.
Yeah, I have Washington as a pick 'em. So
okay. Okay. I agree with you then.
So moving on, this is my Stone Cold Lock of the week. This is the LA Chargers over the Carolina Panthers. Okay, because Jim Harbaugh is coming with a different brand of football that Carolina is not ready for. They finna get brutalized. They got torched by Derek Carr last week. They're gonna get brutalized by the Chargers. They coming downhill on them they got a defensive tackle playing fullback for the Chargers, kind of like when Harbaugh was coaching the Niners and he had a defensive tackle playing fullback. So J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, they're gonna come downhill. And I'm sorry, Carolina is too soft. That's my Stone Cold Lock of the week. Go ahead and put up the graphic, Brandon. That's my Stone Cold Lock. Okay.
There you go.
All right. So Saints at the Cowboys. Now, my Who Dat family, don't get mad at. I'm picking the Cowboys to win this one. Okay. Because they played a better team than y'all did last week, and they kind of manhandled them for 3 quarters. They kind of backslid on the 4th quarter, but they manhandled a decent Cleveland Browns team. Granted, that Cleveland team did not have both their starting tackles, so that pass rush ran roughshod. But we'll see. This was almost a pick'em game, but I like the Cowboys at home. They're AT&T Stadium. I like them at home to beat the Saints. And like I said, my Who Dat friends don't get mad at me, but that's just me being objective, looking at it objectively. Moving forward, I got the Packers over the Colts. That's a controversial pick because Jordan Love may not play because of his injury. But I think LaFleur has enough sense to dial back his offense to where it's efficient enough so Malik Willis can be efficient. And I'm just not impressed with the Colts right now. People are oohing and on about that one touchdown pass that he made to Pierce. Was it Pierce? Alec Pierce? Anthony Richard made it to Alec Pierce. I'm
Yeah.
not impressed with that, I'm he's got to, Anthony Richards gonna have to show me more than that. He's gonna have to show me how that he can read defenses adequately. And the Packers are at home. Lambeau's a tough place to play, whether it's sunny or gray. The Packers can ball and parlay. So basically, I like the Packers over the Colts. Give me the Jags over the Browns. I think if those tackles aren't ready to play for the Browns, I think Josh Allen, the superior Josh Allen, is going to actually act a fool. He's going to be able to run roughshod and get after Deshaun Watson.
And plus, the Joker's not healthy either.
And he doesn't have his outlet with Njoku, but Njoku is actually dropping balls, so it kind of didn't matter if he was out there anyway. And just talking about the Browns, like Deshaun Watson was let down by his team because his offensive line wasn't blocking worth a damn. And when he did have time to deliver to his receivers, they were dropping a lot of them. So I like the Jags over the Browns. Give me the Jets over the Titans. I think this is a bounce back game for the Jets. I think I just don't think the Titans are that good.
No,
they're gonna have to show me that they're good. And I think the Jets are a better team than the Titans, honestly. Even if Tyrod Taylor has to start, which I think Aaron Rodgers is going to start, and I think they're going to be fine. Give me the Lions over the Bucks. Okay, the Lions, and a lot of people predicting the Lions over the Bucks with a really close game. I don't think it's going to be close. I don't. I really don't think this game is going to be close.
No, it's not going to be close at all.
Yeah, I think we're going. But we're at the height of the Baker Mayfield cycle now, so it could be a close game because Baker Mayfield might do, good Baker stuff, and then maybe later in the year he starts devolving into that bad Baker. But I still like the Lions winning this game. This next game was almost a stone cold lot, but I decided to go with the low hanging fruit with Carolina. But I like the Ravens over the Raiders. Okay, the Raiders are back. The Ravens are back at home. They're licking their wounds from being embarrassed on national TV. I'm sorry, Raiders, y'all about to get this work. Seriously. And I feel like they're gonna utilize Derrick Henry way more than they did in the last game. So we're gonna see a healthy dose of Derrick Henry and Justice Hill running the ball, and Lamar Jackson doing what he does.
And that's another team with a 300-pound fullback.
Yeah. So yeah, I like this was almost one of my stone cold likes, but I only have one a week. Next game, Rams at Cardinals. Watch this. This is gonna blow your mind. I like the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals in this game. This is a pick 'em, but I do like the Cardinals. The Rams are really banged up. You got an offensive lineman banged up. You got a gimpy Matt Stafford. Puka Nacua is out. I think the Cards can get something going if they get. It shouldn't be about Kyler Murray in this game. It should be about James Conner. The Rams can be run on. Get James Conner involved. Get really physical with the Rams, and you can beat them. The Cards are at home. I think the Cards can win this game, but it is a pick 'em. Next game, Chiefs over Bengals. I know the Bengals have historically had Patrick Mahomes and them's number, but it ain't gonna be this time. Chiefs are at home. They got the 12th man, the guys with the striped shirts working for them, who never call holding on the offensive line of the Chiefs. And then Pat Mahomes is just good, and Andy Reid's just a good play caller. Give me the Steelers over the Broncos because, again, Steelers aren't great, but the Broncos aren't great either. So, and that's enough. Give me the Texans over the Bears. Okay. They didn't score one offensive touchdown last week. And I know the Bears have Eberflus is running a really good defense over there with the Bears, but I don't think he's going to be ready for Bobby Slowick. And I doggone sure know that Caleb Williams is not going to be ready for a D'Amico Ryan-led defense. So give me the Texans at home in NRG Stadium in their home opener against the Bears with their new uniforms. Yeah, I like the Texans. Lastly, give me the Eagles. This is Monday Night Football. Give me the Eagles over the Falcons. Saquon Barkley is going to run roughshod. And what we talked about earlier with Kirk Cousins' injury, he's not going to be able to get around, move around much. And I think they're going to overwhelm him. And he's gonna make some mistakes in this game. I look for Kirk Cousins, if he plays, to probably turn it over twice. So, in short, to recap, that's Miami over Buffalo, San Fran over Minnesota, Seattle over the Patriots, Commanders over the Giants, Chargers over the Panthers, Cowboys over the Saints, Packers over the Colts, Jags over the Browns, Jets over the Titans, Lions over the Buccaneers, Ravens over the Raiders, Cardinals over the Rams, Chiefs over the Bengals, Steelers over the Broncos, Texans over the Bears, and Eagles over the Falcons. Doors of the church are now open.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for watching us, for tuning in to us tonight. Again, we are live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and Facebook. Please share and subscribe. You can follow us on IG, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Okay? I'm Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, Got Direction, Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, Steve, Space Age Forever White. Thanks, E. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Peace out.
Peace out.